Hi there, this is Dolores, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Got some 80s hair going on here. So anyway, let's talk about brain fog, well, brain fog is just the name for it. That happens to people in alcohol withdrawal, and it just can happen to people. People get this feeling when they've been drinking an awful lot. It's not a hangover. It's not that headachy feeling of a hangover. It's very, very different to that. So one of the questions on the CIWA, CIWA, which is a scale that we use to determine alcohol severity, or the severity of the symptoms that people are experiencing when they stop drinking. One of the questions on the CIWA, and I'll do a whole little thing on the CIWA, what that is. One of the questions is, do you have a feeling of heaviness or dullness in your head? Again, very different to a headache. It's not your kind of hangover headache. Cognitive dulling or brain fog is very, very common in alcohol withdrawal. We do see it commonly, 2 to 3 days after somebody stops drinking, and it can last or persist. The really good news about brain fog is that it is normally quite reversible. But not necessarily does a person return to complete baseline with brain fog. Some people may have it persistently, but to a lesser severity or a lesser degree after giving up alcohol. Initially, when I get individuals into my practice and they do say that they have brain fog, I really, really do want to rule out an organic or a medical cause, okay? Because there are some medical reasons as to why this is happening. Normally we will do labs on a patient and just rule out that this isn't medical in nature. Brain fog or dulling is like hard to follow conversations. People are kind of slightly distracted, struggle to pay attention, forgetful, short-term memory problems, also feeling tired and fatigued. There is some thought that there is also a link between brain fog and this forgetfulness or short-term memory, again, as it's linked to even blackouts. So there is some literature out there that looks into a possible link between those two. A great book for the lay person to read, probably the best description I've read about what blackouts are in drinking is by William Porter. The name of the book is Alcohol Explained Volume 1. There is a Volume 2, but Alcohol Explained Volume 1, William Porter does probably the best description of what blackout drinking is. As I said, it usually alleviates in the first few days, and a lot of this is due to the changes that happen to the brain when people drink and what alcohol does to the brain. Alcohol will actually shrink the size of a person's brain as well, and so it will shrink brain volume. The brain fog can lead to anxiety and depression as well, as people realize, oh my gosh, what have I done? Have I really harmed myself irreparably? Again, as I stated previously, very, very dangerous as well to go completely cold turkey, especially if you are a heavy drinker, profound alcoholic, and patients or individuals should really seek out medically supervised detoxes. So what happens when you drink? You increase your dopamine, you get a dopamine hit. But what happens very quickly is that once you stop drinking, you're not getting that reward. So alcohol affects the brain's reward system as well. It affects your memory, your learning, your attention, your motivation, your mood, and your sleep, because that's what dopamine is involved in. So now you're not drinking, you're not getting a reward, you have a decrease in dopamine production, and that will affect your memory, your learning. Again, sleep deprivation, not feeling well, a feeling of a headache. Alcohol will affect that, and when you decrease the dopamine and you have this brain fog and just stop drinking alcohol, it will affect your sleep patterns initially, okay? Also as well, have to remember that when individuals are drinking alcohol, it affects their rate of absorption of certain nutrients and vitamins, specifically thiamine B1 and also folic acid. So we normally supplement patients with thiamine and folic acid, especially in the very early days following following alcohol cessation. Another thing is as well that drinking does affect GABA and glutamate. Okay, so GABA is what helps you feel relaxed and calm. So if you're drinking and then you stop drinking, you've got no GABA production in your body, therefore you have a deficit in GABA. This will increase your anxiety, paranoia, and lead to depression. You can't therefore regulate your nervous system, which is one of the reasons why gabapentin can be used initially for alcohol withdrawal. And in a previous life, I did regularly use gabapentin taper protocols for about 4 or 5 days initially when an individual was stopping drinking, and we would kind of support that GABA production. In addition to that, glutamate, if drinking causes a hyperexcitable state, for glutamate, it inhibits the production and slows down the brain's kind of natural pathways, or slows down the brain's highways. If individuals are not making enough GABA, one of the problems that you have is that you can go through kind of like a GABA withdrawal because you're not making it, which is why we give the gabapentin. But this can lead to increased anxiety, worry, intrusive thoughts. Again, it's reversible. There are things that you can do. So if you safely stop drinking, supervised or otherwise, try to incorporate a healthy lifestyle. You can do certain things that will increase your dopamine production. Walking on snow is one of them. Exercise, meditation, all of these things will help. Again, reinforcing diet, exercise, getting good sleep, and doing things that help with stress relief. Again, yoga, meditation, Tai Chi, working out, Pilates. And then, of course, the number one thing is don't return to using alcohol or other substances. So that's brain fog. Good news is it is reversible. It does take time, and you can employ certain things that are kind of holistic, and anybody can do at home to reverse the brain fog. I will do a CIWA presentation within the next, or a little talk within the next few days. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, just text me, message me, opendoorwellness.me. Okay. My name's Dolores. Thanks. Bye.